This is a request from Paper Prince 2 on what if Frieza didn't survive the Genki Dama. In this scenario, Frieza takes longer to catch on to the Genki Dama, and Goku decides to add more to it as a precaution. Those on Namek soon return to life, and Kaiô relays what wishes Muri should make to Porunga as the Dragon Team return home. Vegeta goes with them, wanting to surpass Kakaroto. Cold Dio tries going to Namek to avenge his son and interrogate the Namekians, but his overwhelming ki is quickly sensed, with several dozen Namekians merging together before he can land and putting a swift end to him. A year later, Vegeta challenges Goku to a rematch where the two are dead even at first, but Goku's Kaioken makes the match decisive. Though Vegeta pushes himself further to try and become the true Super Saiyan, his ambitions fade when Goku succumbs to the heart virus soon after. Trunks' timeline unfolds as usual until he goes to the past, where he stays there to teach Goku to become a Super Saiyan. Though he has the power to counter Vegeta's threats to Bulma's idea, Kuririn's speech to keep Vegeta from going rogue convinces Trunks to try things their way, though still advises Bulma to gather the Dragon Balls in case quickly getting to the lab proves necessary. Having a Super Saiyan there to help tutor them has Goku and Gohan achieve the form, and more than make up for the extra time taken. Trunks is initially shocked at 19 and 20, and whispers the revelation to Piccolo, who tells him to keep one alive so they can get information out of them. Trunks being there to convince Goku to take the heart medicine no later than the day of the battle has Goku easily defeat 19, with the group allowing 20 to escape and tailing him. Bulma brings the Dragon Balls, and Trunks has Bulma wish for him to be teleported into Gero's lab, where he hides and waits. When seeing Gero enter with remote in hand, Trunks slices off Gero's arm before finishing him off and destroying the lab. He then returns to his timeline and is strong enough to quickly deal with a cell far weaker than usual without Frieza and Cold Cells, before it can try and drain him, preventing Cell from ever going to the past, or a paradox separating the future timelines. Meanwhile, Goku and Vegeta have a rematch, but Goku, still having some after effects of the virus leaving his system, has Vegeta postpone it. Years later, Kami's age convinces Piccolo it's time for them to merge, and Goku takes the ship to Namek to get Dende. Vegeta trains intensely, with him finding Piccolo's superiority humiliating, and desires to spar with Trunks when he turns 5, with that being when Vegeta was prepared for battle thoroughly. Trunks' far greater power shocks him, but has Vegeta motivated to spar with his son regularly. Meanwhile, Goten makes a surprisingly good sparring partner for Goku, with Chi-Chi agreeing to compromise in Goten participating in Shugyo occasionally, if Gohan is allowed to see purely to his studies, until the 25th Tenkaichi Budokai has her see it profitable enough for studies to go on hold. Events at the Budokai go the same, but when seeing Dabura's capabilities, Goku immediately proposes using the Room of Spirit and Time with Goten for Goku to master Super Saiyan, and both surpass that level, eventually both unlocking Super Saiyan 2 and swiftly stopping Dabura. After Vegeta and Trunks have their turn in the room, both have a family versus family battle, which ends in Vegeta's family winning both battles, but Vegeta being satisfied enough from victory and his time with Trunks to have moved beyond his evil desires, and instead being glad to have such a battle, rather than take his opponent's life. For Super, Beerus asks about the Super Saiyan God, and Vegeta is the one to become it, with Goku becoming one soon after, from his desire to fight Beerus, and both are tutored by Whis. Sorbet wishes for Frieza to be revived and brought to Earth, but with Goku having never fought Boo, nor Frieza revealing his full power to him, he invades Earth without any precaution and is swiftly dealt with by Piccolo. Events then go the same as usual, until those in Trunks' timeline. Not going in the Room of Spirit and Time makes Trunks woefully unprepared for facing Dabura, with Goku Black showing up to oppose Babidi soon after. He is unprepared for Dabura's spit and is petrified and crushed before Zamasu arrives to suffer the same fate. Boo is eventually revived, and Babidi's ambitions are fulfilled, even with Broly's existence, wherein Boo would either absorb him or defeat him through destroying Vampa. The absence of Goku, through no paradox split in the timeline, is enough for Beerus to request to use the Dragon Balls, but the Super Dragon Balls having made a wish means, at best, Goku is revived in Zamasu's body, and has to hone his ki well enough to use it fully in that. With this and the tournament of power still occurring eventually, this state of affairs, along with no 17 or Frieza and Gohan being far weaker than normal, makes Universe 7 very underprepared, with Jiren getting his wish. Ignoring Super, Cell is unleashed in Age 788, Frieza and Cold Cells being replaced by those of Dabura and Shin. Goku confronts them, and is capable of easily defeating it with its spit not catching him off guard. Not being prepared for such a threat convinces the Dragon Team to intensify their Shugyo in the case of any more unprecedented enemies. In GT, they are still woefully unprepared for Baby, but Baby's overt conquest at a later date as Shin acts, with Kibito bringing Goku and Vegeta to the Kaioshinkai before Baby can come to Earth, with the Zetor Sword as their only hope. This leads to the path of both getting their potential unleashed, but Rodai Kaioshin also seen it as worth giving them the Potara, just in case due to their compatibility. By the time Baby sets his sights on Earth, the pair pose him, and, when still not enough to overcome Baby's perfect form, Vegeta sheds his pride and agrees to use the Potara, with Vegetor being enough to foil Baby's ambitions. Regardless of how long it took Baby's campaign to occur here, it's in Age 801 that Goku and Vegeta leave Earth to settle their rivalry. Thus, it becomes up to the next generation to defend the Earth. How successful they will be depending entirely on whether or not the Dragon Balls are overused. It's in this scenario that we see the issues that will come from a quicker victory on Namek, in favour of the series' most iconic transformation as a payoff, making many threats ones the cast would be unprepared for. Thank you for having watched through this What If. Comment your own requests for what ifs or any Dragon Ball video, and subscribe to not miss it. If wanting to see another scenario that resulted in Frieza being defeated early, you may want to see this one involving Chi-Chi's more active impact on the plot.